Alright gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calm Lands this November. Our tractor's getting pretty damn dirty. We need to clean this sucker up. We need to have to get a power washer, power spray, something to clean this up. It's getting pretty daggone dirty. We are bringing another load of grass up here. We still have a couple more bales back at the farm from the last episode that we also need to sell. And if you look in the right-hand corner, you can clearly tell I've already spent some money today. And that is based off of one of the things I was teasing in the last episode has been placed. And we have to buy something else while we're up here, so we will do that here shortly. $971 for that, so that's good. That gets us back to 10 grand for the time being. I'm hoping we hit $11,000 today with some more grass mowing. Bit of a spoiler there, I guess, but we are going to do some more grass mowing today. That's really all we can do at this point, but while we're up here, I'm going to go ahead and unhook the trailer for now. We'll have to come back up here and get it here in just a second. I'm going to go in and talk to the shop owner really quick. There's something we're going to be purchasing today that we need for what I placed down on our farm. Alright, so what I've done here, gang, is I bought an old pallet, an empty pallet from them. Well, empty IBC, I guess I should say. An empty IBC from the shop here. And I bought an old cart, and I basically just linked them together. I welded them together, if you will, so they don't go anywhere. And it's going to be a makeshift water IBC for us, which we're going to utilize for the distance there. You can kind of see it starting to come into play here now. But long story short, we are going to become a salt farmer. That's right, a salt farmer. We put down a salt production, which will produce coarse salt. There are 3 different kinds of salt. Actually, I should actually just pull it up before I say it incorrectly. Coarse salt, fine salt, and then flour of salt. Now, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there, that's the recipe and how many come out of each 10 times of water. 168 cycles per month may sound like a lot. I did run a test on this. It is not. You will not have a pallet in a month's time. I think it's about a 2 or 3 month cycle before you actually spawn a pallet. But that's okay. We also have a water tank here that we've hooked into our salt production, as you can see. And what that's going to basically allow us to do is be able to fill up and unload simultaneously, which is going to be extremely helpful. And as you can see, it's being filled up right now. It holds about 15, well, not even about, it holds 15,000 liters to be exact. I actually have the salt right now on selling. Now, the reason why I have it on selling is because, 1, we really need the money badly, and 2, the price of all of these, with the exception of, I think, the fine salt, are all really good right now. The fine salt's not terrible. The fine salt, it fluctuates very little, whereas the coarse salt and the flour salt fluctuate a lot. So I'm okay with taking a tiny bit of a loss on the fine salt and not storing that right now, considering we need the money. So we'll go ahead and drop that off there. We've now got a nice little makeshift water tank here. It's not going to be used heavily as we continue to grow, but early on in these early stages, that is going to be our workhorse right there. We're going to utilize it for a lot of things. I've also talked about putting some sheep down, and that's going to help as well, right? With having that water tank to put some sheep down, and, you know, well, our goats, sheep or goats, at some point, we're going to put those down. We've got all this grass, so we might as well utilize it to our advantage. But we need to make a little bit more money before that happens, so let's head back up here to the shop. We'll pick up the trailer. Now, there are a lot of individuals who seem like, or have stated, they are going to take this challenge on. I have put links in the description to every individual who I do know is doing the challenge, and I do have their actual YouTube channel. If I'm missing you for whatever reason, or if I'm missing somebody, please let me know down below. I'll make sure I add you to that description, so if anybody wants to check out how any other individuals are doing this challenge, they can certainly do so. And my friend Northern Farm Sim has mentioned that he is, sounds like at least, he's going to take this challenge on as well. So I'm excited, man. There's a lot of us doing this challenge. It's kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping for at least 5 people. We've already got more than 5 doing it, so this is exciting. I'm excited to see how everybody takes this down. Now, Rusty Money Gaming, I was watching his episode 2 recently. And he put down this really, really tiny greenhouse. I really liked it. I'm not sure I'm going to utilize it, though. I kind of want to try a different approach, but I do think a greenhouse is a smart investment for us right now. We don't have a whole lot of money. And I think that'll help with the offset of the loan, right? I've mentioned to you we're losing about, give or take, $1,800 every month based off of maintenance fees and the loan. So if we can get some productions going that'll get us somewhere around the $1,800 in profit every month, we can basically take that loan out of the equation, at least from the perspective of losing money every month, right? We can stop losing money every month, which right now we are losing money every month. Right now we're losing around, as near it makes no difference, $1,000 every single month. The windmills have helped, right? It's basically removed about the $1,800 of fees that were, occurring every month, but we still have $1,000 that is still out there looming every single month that we're losing. And as you can see, money is drying up quickly. We're already down to $9,308, and that is going to start playing a big pivotal role here very, very quickly. So, if we can find a small greenhouse to utilize with maybe $5,000 of the money left, that might get us to the point where we're getting really close to being able to offset that loan. That's kind of the key right now. Now, mowing the grass here, obviously, if I continue to mow the grass and I'm able to do 6 bales of grass every episode, that should, in theory, prevent us from going into the red, going into the bankruptcy area, right? But we've got to be able to mow enough grass every episode to do that. Right now, there's plenty of grass. As we continue to expand, that might not be the case. Now, you would hope, as we continue to expand more and more fields, we've got more and more ability to bring in more money, right? But still, you want to be able to have something going on that helps remove what is the threat of the loan, right? Now, somebody was mentioning to me, why don't you utilize the forks in this fashion and move them around? Actually, it was a great idea. For some reason, I was not thinking about it when I was doing the last episode, but I tested that out. It doesn't really work very well either. The whole trailer flips over often, and yeah, it's not really meant to have 3 bales in here that are the sizes that we're utilizing. I think it's more for, maybe 2 or whatever, but we're figuring out a way to make 3 work, so we're going to go keep doing it that way. So there's 3 more. Perfect. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and sell these right now, although there's room for 3 more on top. I'm going to go ahead and sell them right now. We could use the money. So let's head up here and sell these, and then let's see about potentially doing maybe a greenhouse in this episode. If we don't do it in this episode, we could always do it in another episode. But ideally, we need to find one other thing, hopefully, today in this episode that can help offset the cost. I did turn this on, didn't I? I did not activate it. Okay, there you go. We didn't have any salt going yet. I should have activated that. That would have... I mean, there wasn't going to be a whole lot of salt, but we could have had a couple liters of salt in each thing probably by now. With maybe the exception of the flour salt, excuse me. The flour salt is the big money maker on that, and you do not produce a lot of those. It's a very, very slow grind to produce anything from the flour salt. Now, the one we put down for that salt production is in the middle. There is a cheaper one, which I thought about going with, but I decided to go with this one because it had slightly more cycles per month, and it was not like an unrealistic amount of cycles. There is another one that was like 30 grand, I think, which probably would have produced, I don't know, enough, or more than likely enough to actually get you a pallet of something every month, or maybe every month and a half. But we clearly just didn't have the money we required for that, so we decided to go against it. Or go away from that, I guess is what I should say. Now, while we're here, we're going to go ahead and pick up these 2 pallets, because why not? We're here. We can put them on the trailer. We've already got the trailer set for it anyway. That way we don't have to drive the drill or the seeder all the way up here if we don't want to. All right, we're loaded up. We're bringing them back here. Now, for whatever reason, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button for me. It'd be much appreciated. Helps me out an absolute ton if you do that. Helps get this video out to more people, and since it's been such a popular situation for us, I would love to get it out to more individuals who maybe don't know about my channel. Try to get some more people involved, right? The more the merrier. I want to have all kinds of people doing this challenge. It'd be awesome to see. So we're going to bring these back here. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put these at, honestly. I guess maybe some of it can actually just go into the drill right now. I don't remember how much is left in the seeder here, but let's unhook it and then just at least get them off the trailer because we're going to be mowing again today, like I said. We're going to be probably doing a lot of mowing here for the next couple episodes because there's really not a whole lot else we can do right now besides mow to try to make some money back for us. Now, the problem is going to come into play here pretty soon with harvesting, right? We've got months. Don't get me wrong. We've got a long, long time before we're going to be ready to harvest any of those fields. However, it is kind of looming above us, right? And what I mean by that is we're going to be able to start, let's see, harvesting. Looks like we're not going to be able actually to harvest until June is the earliest. June will be the earliest. So we've got a while, right? We've got a long while, actually, now that you think about it. So maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we will be okay. What I was going to say is you're going to have the looming price tag of the harvester and the header is kind of... It's going to be here before we know it, right? But since it's not going to be until June that we're harvesting... we might be okay. We might be okay, right? We might be okay. I think we're going to be okay. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's just to continue to play and see where we get to. Now that I've kind of went past this way, actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and just hook up to the drill right now, and if we can fill the drill up to max here, that would probably be useful, right? There's not anything, unfortunately, we can put in the ground today. Except for maybe grass, but we have plenty of just weeded grass, and then we're not going to be able to mow, you know, anyway. So, grass is the only thing that can be planted right now. So, we could have did some wheat and barley, it looks like, in the last month, but we didn't do that, and that's all right. All right, let's just see if we can fill these up here. Okay, so there's still some seed left, but that's okay. That's fine. So we'll just park that there for right now. It's just kind of in the middle of the open. I know it's not really the most ideal situation, but that's all right. It'll be fine. Now, it sounds to me like the water is constantly being filled into that and then obviously transferred into the salt. Let me just see here. It looks like that is the case. So that's actually good for us. And as you can see, we've got 16 liters of coarse salt, 13 of fine salt, and there's 3 liters of flour salt. So we're underway, man. We're making some progress here. This is that's a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the mower out here really quick. We're going to look at the greenhouses here in just a second and see if I can find anything at all that may potentially help us. I'm going to mow a smaller section than what we did over here, I think. I think it's going to be better right now for me just to do smaller sections since I have to do everything by hand right now. And what I mean by that is I don't have, you know, a forage wagon or any kind of a loading machine to load the bales. I have to do it all by hand. I think we're going to do a smaller section here. And the nice thing is that since I mowed this area up here, I kind of know where the end of our area is, right? So while that's happening, let's see here. Let's do a quick save just in case the game crashes. I've mentioned it before. It's been happening more often than I'd like to admit, unfortunately. And I don't think the greenhouse that Rusty Money put down, I do not think I have that installed. I mentioned I kind of think I want to do something slightly different than that one. but the money is going to come into play. Now, we could do this foil greenhouse, which is what I was kind of leaning towards. The problem is, this thing is a behemoth, as you can clearly see. It is not... it takes up a lot of space, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. The one that Rusty Money put down was pretty small. It was almost the size of the shed here, which is pretty small for a greenhouse, right? Now, the pallets, if we ever do spawn pallets for the salt, which at some point we're going to, just right now we're kind of in a hardship, so we're just putting them on auto-selling. But if we ever spawn the pallets, they're going to spawn right here in this area, that's this big square area that's open. So you kind of want to leave some space there, because I'm going to need to pick those up, right? And this is kind of floating a little bit. You can see it's kind of sinking into the ground there. Which is not what I want, right? I don't want, this is all kind of hilly up here. It's relatively flat up here, but it's flat, and then it kind of goes downhill here, dips downhill, and then it's kind of flat around the area where we currently have our yard stationed at. Okay, so I'll tell you what, let's mow a little bit here. Let's mow a little bit, and then maybe we'll see, and we'll think about the greenhouse as we're continuing our mowing process here. Okay, well, I was starting to stack them, and I think I've kind of figured it out here a little bit. I was able to stack 4. I don't think I'm going to be able to do more than that, but I was able to finally get 3 kind of up against the wall there. I think these are going to be slightly too close here. The only reason this one fit in is because of that little space between these. These two are right on top of each other, as you can tell, but there's a little bit of space between this bale and this bale, right? Clearly seen right there versus here. So I don't think another one would stay up here. I think it would fall down. But nonetheless, we were able to get 4 as a base now, which is going to help us out in the long run, right? We'll be able to carry more up there. And we did an okay job. We got 1 more bale than what we really were looking for initially. We were looking for 6 initially because we thought we could only get 3 as a base. But now that we know we can technically get 4, as long as I set it up properly, I think we're okay for a few more. And we also could just take this up here with the forks on the front now that we have the trailer as a bit of a weight, right? And so we can hold a lot more here, so long as I am able to set these up properly here. I've already screwed up, so I'm going to have to back up here and try to reset. This is good. This will give us some money back. It's what we need. Obviously, we're making a small amount of money as we move along here. It's a very small amount, but it is some nonetheless with the salt. So that's good. That should help us. Is it going to get us to the point where we're having $1,800 in profit every month to pay for the loan and the maintenance? Probably not. But we're getting closer, right? We're getting a lot closer. Now, I did think about the greenhouse a little more. I think I'm going to hold off on that specific greenhouse just based off of how long that greenhouse is. Oh, here we go. The gate's opened again. I don't know why. It's like they spawn whenever they see me, because all of a sudden it's a big, massive group of cars, but there was no cars coming at all for a little while. Weird. Anyway, I think I'm going to hold off on the greenhouse, I guess is what I was saying. I'm going to hold off on the greenhouse. And maybe try to find a different greenhouse. I need to go back out on Mod Hub and see what new greenhouses have been provided out there. I might end up utilizing the same one that Rusty Money Gaming's using. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I said earlier on that I kind of wanted to try to do something different, but you know, we're in a dire straight point right now. We need to make some money, and if that is the best option for us, we will certainly do so. Okay, that got us up to nearly 11 grand. That should be sufficient. All right, so we're back here at the farm, gang, and what we're going to do is we're going to put down some bee hives, and we're going to put them over here by the salt. Now, you might be asking, why are you putting them by the salt? Well, I've read somewhere, we've got a lot of beekeepers here in Ohio, and I've read somewhere that they actually sometimes will put salt water near water for bees because it actually helps give them nutrients. So since we've got a salt farm, why not start a bee farm as well? That's how I feel. And that's going to make us some more money. So, I'm all for it. We've got 3 of them there. Honestly, I'd like to go all the way to the end, but I think for now, we are going to stick with those 3. Yeah. And see, I like that it's really not in the way of anything either, right? This is an area that's just kind of going to be wasted space now, and we found a way to utilize it. So, I'm happy about that. Now, we are going to have to put down a pallet location here, if I can get off that area. I don't know exactly where to put this at. I'm kind of thinking over here, but I'm afraid over here, if I force it in over here, what I'm afraid of is that there might be some issues with this. So before I do that, let's go into the settings. Let's turn all this on. Let me just see if I can... because there's a trigger here, right? Don't know why it's flashing. Maybe if I put it like here? I think that's going to work out. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that should be fine. So we've got 3 sets here of bee houses, and honestly... or beehives. So honestly, what I'd like to do is kind of, like I said, go down to the end of the wall here, and then eventually, once we actually figure out something else besides just sleeping in the barn or on this bench, maybe kind of drag them this way as well. Hell, we could go all the way around. I mean, you might as well, right? Why not? So that's going to produce us a little bit more money, which is good. It's not going to be in a crazy amount of money. Bees don't, honey specifically doesn't provide an insane amount of money, but that is going to be able to have something that we can sell. That's going to spawn pallets that we can go sell and help try to alleviate some of this loan that we're dealing with, right? Good. All right, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. All that stuff helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks so much to my members. If you want to become a member, again, link isn't down below in the description. Discord's down there. Everything's down there. Everything you need for taking on the challenge, if you're interested, it's all down below in the description. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.